everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog. Welcome to my TV episode review series. So today's TV episode I'll be reviewing today is the Humans episode, Make Way for Medusa. And before I get into my thoughts about this episode, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And also, if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean that there was a bit of movie or TV show news that was released during the week that I wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. And also, every Monday I will have the TV episode roundup videos. Those are the videos where I check over all the TV shows I watched for the week, and I rate each episode from worst pick of the week to best pick of the week. And so be sure to see those videos every Monday and new videos from this channel every Sunday. So now let's get into this episode, the fourth episode, the Humans Make Way for Medusa. So what happens in this episode is that we see that Black Bolt ends up becoming friends with this inmate who also happens to have powers like Black Bolt, and they end up getting into this plane where this scientist decides to take Black Bolt and the other guy to his laboratory, and the scientist promises Black Bolt that he'll find his wife Medusa. And then meanwhile Medusa sees that Black Bolt has got into the helicopter, and she forces this girl who has blonde hair and is a scientist also. She forces the female scientist to take her to Black Bolt, or follow the helicopter that Black Bolt is on. And then we also see some side stories regarding Karnak and his growing relationship with the human girl who's in charge of the marijuana business. And then we also see that we see a little bit of the side story with Gorgon and how he's still trying to protect all the human people who are around him, like the humans who decided to help him out with his battle against Maximus forces. And then we also see that Crystal has finally made it to Earth, and she ends up going to this farm where this boy ends up helping her dog Lockjaw get better, since he accidentally run over Lockjaw with his motorcycle, and so he has to go and get some help and cure Lockjaw. And that's pretty much what happens in this episode. Like, it's just basically all the humans characters starting to bond with the people on Earth, and that's basically the gist of the episode. So what are my thoughts about this episode? I thought this episode was a bit of an improvement over the last 3 episodes we saw so far. Like, my biggest issue with the series has always been the flat characters and the slow pacing. And while the pacing in this episode was still very slow, I think the character development is getting a little better. It's not better by much, but it's getting much better than what we've seen previously. We start to see more character moments between Medusa and Karnak, and also Crystal a bit. And I think of all the character developments, all the characters who got the most development so far is Karnak and Medusa, and a bit of Gorgon too. Like, we start to see that each of these characters are starting to care a bit about the humans, the human population so far, and we start to see them making bonds with the humans they meet on the planet, and I really enjoy that we're starting to see how they're developing as characters. Like, it seems like they're starting to look at humans less like lower beneath them, and more like allies or something like that. And while they're still why their personalities still need a bit of tweaking, like they still act all uptight a bit, but you can tell in this episode that they're starting to the human characters are starting to get a little better in their personalities. Like, they're starting to get closer to the humans, and they're starting to loosen up a bit for their personalities. And I like how this episode really explores with the character development that each human character is going through. I still feel like they need to show more with Gorgon. Like, all we see about Gorgon is that he's still trying to fight against Maximus forces, and why I like the fact that he's starting to gain some respect for his human friends. You know, I like to see more moments between him and his human friends. But I do like the backstory about Medusa, about how her parents die, how the people on her planet believe that her parents were traitors, and I thought that was a little interesting bit of her backstory. And I also like how Karnak is starting to develop a relationship with the human girl, so that was another good part of this episode. But so far, this episode is doing a bit better with the character relationships, and we start to see more of the relationships unfold. And I think Medusa's relationship with the female scientist was like the best part of this episode, because it was hilarious and also touching at the same time. So I really like their relationship with each other. So what I'm hoping to see in this episode, or what I was hoping to see in this episode, was more fighting with the characters. Like, I feel like so far with the show, we don't see the human characters really using their powers to fight against evil or anything like that. And I understand they're still on Earth, but I still would have liked to see the humans kind of fight or something, or use their powers or something at some point. But I can understand that they're still on Earth and they still trying to learn everything. But I would like to see them actually use their powers at some point in the show, and maybe we'll see in the future episodes. So overall, I gave this episode 3 stars. I think it was a bit of an improvement over the last 3 episodes, but it still needs a bit of work to be done. Like, I still think the characters could be developed a little more, and also the pacing is still a bit slow in this episode, but it's starting to slowly pick up a bit. But um so far the character development is getting a little better, but it still needs a lot of work. So I gave this episode 3 stars, and that's my review on the Humans episode, Make Way for Medusa. And have you seen this episode? What are your thoughts about this episode? Did you hate the episode or did you like the episode? Please feel free to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated any new videos I post up, and also like my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. And also, I will have a live show tomorrow at on Saturday tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. So be sure to check in at 8 p.m. tomorrow for my Q&A live show. And please feel free to ask me any kind of questions you want, except personal questions, of course. But ask me any kind of questions you want for my live show tomorrow. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.